of like, I remember.
moment.
Yeah. So that's kind of like harder, you know.
Yeah, well, R.I.P. Ruby. This one's dedicated to her.
Yeah, that's what we did. So, yeah. No, but yeah, it's getting better and better. But Rose is really
Yes, I don't know how friendly they were to get.
well. They started out very adversarial.
Well, that's like I feel like.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we in?
Yes.
All right,
great,
welcome back, guys. Welcome
No,
to the
when
Ready
did
Simple
we
podcast.
start? That is a good one.
Joe Bartnick's back in.
We
if
had
you don't know.
all of that.
Oh, cool. You can talk about. We can talk about.
we
Ruby
do a
the whole
rolling
time.
start. I don't
Yeah.
fucking-
No, I love that because it's a good. No, because it's real. They started out. So it was like after Ruby's kidney thing, it was like she feels good. Like let's get her a buddy, and also, I mean, Rose is literally here for this moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, here's number two.
Yeah, like an
Now
emotional
number
support,
one.
an emotional support dog for your dog.
Yeah. So the first, Ruby's the best dog politics ever. She always
She's
had
the Bill
best.
Clinton of dogs.
Yeah, because in kids, like she knew she.
Everybody likes her.
She knew
They don't know why.
She knew she was pretty, so it's like little kids and just grab her face. She let them grab her, and she'd be like, "I know."
Yeah.
It's like like go ahead. I'm. So the only two
But
dogs.
women were like that?
The only two dogs she ever.
He's like, oh, she's
The
hot.
only
Let me
dogs
grab
she was
her.
ever mad at were dogs that came into her house. She tried to bite Sam's dog.
Oh, shit, really?
Tripley's dog.
Okay.
It was no big. It was just she's a 30-pound dog. Sam's like the 6-pound. And then a friend of mine, John, her big golden lab. She was like,
She didn't like
she
him?
didn't like this dog from. They used to be neighbors.
Okay.
So it's like she was just like
the
what-
Chinese and the
she was
Japanese
just
kind of
like,
thing?
why is he here? Or her, him, her. I forget.
They.
No, just like, let's get the pronouns right.
No, dude.
So
Donald Trump won. We can do whatever we want.
so literally they were
We're back, dude.
So it's funny, you're not kidding about everything, but like Ruby I take seriously.
Yeah.
So literally like the first couple weeks, they just did not get along, and then like 2 or 3 times Rose had Ruby in her mouth.
Well, I was going to say, 'cause
And
Rose is
it-
120 some odd pound, right?
Yeah, 120-pound German Shepherd who came about
Which is a big German
who
Shepherd.
came about who came about 60 from the pound.
Oh,
So-
really?
So she ate her way in.
I was going to say 120 is a big fucking goal.
Oh no, she's a horse. Like she hurts my back. Like when she stops, like she doesn't. You can't move her.
Yeah.
Like she's a. Big,
She doesn't have the hip problem the rest of them.
No,
Yeah.
like she's a big dog.
Yeah.
And a very friendly, kind face. But like she people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Ruby was old when you got Rosie.
Yeah.
And
And
Rosie's enormous.
And didn't really want to play.
Yeah.
Well, she was skinny, but like she was skinny
Yeah.
coming from the pound. So just like two or 3 times, Rose just had Ruby in her mouth and was shaking her around. So some of them kind of may be playing, but it's like.
Yeah, well,
It's like, hey, don't hurt the old lady. She has more
it's
friends.
just like
She has
Lenny
more
of
friends
mice
than
and
you.
men. You just crush. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then my wife is all like, oh, bring her back and blah, 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 blah. And we'll give her to this guy and this manager of this comedy club. And it's like, her name's Ruby Bartnick. Or her name's Rosie Bartnick. She's my dog. She's not going anywhere. It's like hockey. They're going to figure it out on the ice.
You're gonna fight it out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
because I knew in my soul Rose was a good dog. Because when I went to get Rose, I went to the pound and they go, my wife checked her out and they go check her out. So she came right up to me, starts looking at my face. I'm like, we'll take her. Well, go. They're like, we'll go in the room and see how you feel. So she comes up, she's looking at my face. I just grabbed her by the neck. I'm like, are you a fucking tough guy? Are you a tough guy? Like, I don't want you biting kids. And
Yeah.
So I just grab her by
You
the neck.
don't get attached to a dog and then lose it.
Yeah, I'm like shaking her, fucking, I threw her, and she just came running back, looks at me again. I grab her a little bit more, and I fucking threw her. I'm like, yeah, there's not this dog's not a mean dog.
Joe goes into the pound and it becomes a fucking sparring match with the dog. It's a little warm up MMA round with the
Right.
Like, sir, we're not going to let you get any of these dogs. Why not? We just saw you choke one of the dogs.
So then the little piece of history that my wife contacted dog trainers to see if they can get along. He comes over. He happens to be the trainer of Rocky's dog Buttkiss.
Oh, dude.
In Rocky, and he's like an 85-year-old guy from
That's awesome.
From here, super cool, telling us stories. He actually lent money to now I'm just spacing now because I'm the guy who owns the Improvs.
Oh, Stroop?
No,
No.
the original.
Oh, this is the funny one. Sorry.
I'm spacing.
Jewish name, Friedland.
Yeah.
Friedman, Bud Friedman.
Bud Free.
Oh my God.
I
Both of us just had a dementia
Well,
moment.
the thing is, I kept trying to say, I want to say Bert.
Bud
for
Friedman.
Bert Sugarman. I'm like, it's not Bert. It's Bud But yeah. Like when he started the improv, this guy gave him a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
So we were talking comedy, but he came over like 3 times, and he goes, "I'm not gonna take your money anymore." He goes, "I don't know if they'll ever be best friends, but they can coexist."
They'll be all right.
Cut to, they're inseparable.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
like they're in like Rose. When I come home, we'd be old. Rose will go wake her up like, "Hey, Daddy's home."
Yeah.
And when I come home from a trip, she'll give Ruby her like 10 minutes, and then she'll come in. And they know exactly where to stand when I'm handing out food. Like if they're in the wrong position, they'll switch over. The best ever would be like a couple of times if Rosie was out with my daughter and Ruby would think, "Oh, maybe Rose ain't coming back like in the first couple months."
Yeah.
I'd be like feeding Ruby, and then you just see she'll hear the patter of the dog, and you see her face just go like
pissed off about it.
Just like,
I thought I was the only one again.
Yeah, like, oh, she's back. But but we'll move along to happier thoughts.
Well, no, I mean, the reason I asked about the dogs, I wonder if dogs know like what death means. You know, like
because
you at least can grieve. Like the dog might not know. Rosie might not know what's up.
Well, I think she gets it now. But for the first couple of days, she was walking around looking.
Oh yeah.
And then on our one walk, we always go in the mountains, me and Rose. But sometimes we'll go through town, and that's when Ruby would come with us because Ruby couldn't go in the mountains anymore. So that's what I thought. She was sniffing around. Like I wonder if she's here. Yeah, but it's interesting because the last couple of days, Ruby did have a weird smell, so I just started giving her more antibiotics.
Really?
And my buddy his dad used to say dogs can smell death.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, they use dogs to smell out certain types of cancer. Do you know this? Like they can smell like blood cancers and shit.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah, man. Look that shit up. There are dogs out there that like they can somehow smell certain types.
Well,
of cancer.
yeah. Well, I think they're more in tune with the spiritual world too. Not to be all weird. Like I think they feel energies.
Yeah, they get weird before an earthquake comes and shit. They start to hide. Like how the fuck? How do you know it's coming? You know,
right.
What are you feeling? That
or definitely are sensitive to ghosts because I had a ghost in my old house, and the first day we ever moved in there, my wife was on the East Coast and she goes, "Why don't you start throwing some stuff in there? Get some bags and bring them over there." So we went in there and literally I went up the stairs in the dark, bring up garbage bags in it. Dude, you know me, I ain't a I'm like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
There's weird vibe in there.
Yeah.
I don't believe me, dude. I don't believe.
And Ruby, who would go after,
refused.
Ruby would like Rose would sit on the. There'd be a bear, and Rose would be sitting on the porch. Ruby'd be like running out there, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like Ruby was never afraid of an animal, fireworks, gun, anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Fireworks usually get dogs.
Yeah, no, Ruby didn't give a fair. So Ruby was never afraid of anything. So that's what I mean. So even she was like, she wouldn't go up those stairs.
Oh yeah.
And we knew there was a ghost in there, and it cost me hanging out with Alice in Chains. Because I'm kind of good friends.
Where was Alice in Chains that you couldn't go up the stairs?
Alice in Chains was at the Wiltern, and I've hung out.
Oh, that's an old theater.
And I've hung out with those guys a couple times, and I was invited backstage and literally hanging out with I'm bad with names right now. I should have ate this morning. You know the
I should have ate this morning.
You know the guitar player. I'm spacing out.
Jerry Cantrell.
Jerry Cantrell, yeah. So I'm hanging out with him, and my wife is just like, "We gotta go home. We gotta go home. Your daughter's freaking out. What's going on?" And then after the third time, Jerry's like, "You should go see your daughter." Because I'm just like, I'm hanging out with Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
What's the problem? She can't find the remote control.
Yeah. How critical is this?
Yeah.
Is she pregnant? It'll wait till tomorrow.
And I just didn't find out until like a couple years ago that the ghost went up to her when she was brushing her teeth.
Oh no.
And said, "Get out."
No shit. Yeah, see, it's things like that. Like I'm the same as you. Like I don't, it's not gonna happen. But then, I've eaten mushrooms. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. There's something I'm missing here.
Yeah,
there's something else going on.
Well, I think an old lady died in the room that we, that was our bedroom. So I think that's where it was. I got a friend.
She rescued a dog from Korea, where they use them as food.
Where they were eating it.
Yeah. I swear to God. I shit you not, Joe.
She was eating her appetizer and said, "Hey, no, Snoopy, come here."
Yeah, she named the dog Kimchi. It's pretty ironic. But I've been in the room.
20 raw, 30 cooked.
Yeah. But there'll be Asian people on the TV, and she'll bark at them. I think the dog's kind of like, a little bigoted towards
Right.
Asian people, but she literally flew her over here from like there's like a whole donor program. Like, oh, if you spend this money, you get the dog. They'll fly it over from one of the wet markets where they eat dog in Asia, and this place happened to be Korea. And this dog does not like Asian people. Like,
yeah,
it's a weird harboring.
Well, it's a direct competition.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Yeah, I get why the dog doesn't. But to explain that to other people, it's like, no, we rescued her from a feedlot. Like how do you explain that to an Asian? If you're walking on the street with that dog and it barks at an Asian woman,
right?
Oh, I'm sorry, she just doesn't like Asian. How do you explain? Well, because you guys eat them. Like, there's no good way to bring that up. Why that dog doesn't like Asian people?
And do the Asian people, are they perceptive of that, or they just think it just barks at other people?
They just think it barks at other people.
Okay, it's not like the black thing where like, oh, big dog racist. Yeah. Like they're always
the curb like,
yeah. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's a curb. Yeah, no. Yeah.
It's not that. But in Asia, it has a sense of that. So like the dog knows that it left a place it shouldn't have been. Going back to like how they know like there's an earthquake coming or there's some fucking weird ghost upstairs.
Right. Well, that's like the German Shepherd.
They get the vibe. Like, these people are trying to fucking eat me.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we got Ruby. Literally, she was like before anyone. She was in Highland Park and like all Mexican speaking.
Where do you get your dogs?
We
just go straight to the pound.
Well, Ruby came from a Mexican family that couldn't afford her, and they had about 5 other dogs, and I think that's where she got her dog politics from, because you can tell she was in a house with big dogs.
Okay.
Like, there's big dogs barking in the house. And even the grandma was like, I don't know, we're not keeping this one. We'll take $100. Because it was a little gordita, little 6-year-old brought Ruby out. Literally, Ruby was like less than 3 weeks old.
Oh, wow. You got her that young.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I looked like one, two, three, four legs. Okay, I spoke a little Spanish, gave her the $100. Get in the car. And we
negotiate a little bit.
Yeah, no, I just it was 100. And then we got the car, so we told my daughter, like, we're gonna go for ice cream. Dad just has to run an errand. So we went to, like, I didn't want to get there and be like, oh, this dog. No, I'm not.
Yeah. You wanted to get an eye on it before you fucking. We're going to get a dog, and we didn't get that dog. Yeah.
So I'm walking to the car, and she's like, Daddy got a puppy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like the hero.
Yes. So then the German Shepherd, my wife was scouring for German Shepherds that didn't have any pit bull in them, which is like almost impossible to find on the circuit.
In California.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because a lot of Ruby, we just had Ruby. That's why she was so beautiful. That's why she was so resistant to any kind of live forever, because she was a 10-time mutt.
Oh yeah. They live.
She had 30. She was 7 different. She was 30% Chihuahua, and then 10% of 7 different kinds of dogs.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Rose is 80% German Shepherd and 20% Husky.
That's actually hard to find, man. Like anything over like 60%, like even in purebred dogs, like people get like, I've had a purebred dog, and you get like like, oh, let me do those stupid little 23andMe. Oh, it's like 93%. It's like, whoa, that's fucking high. Like, there is no purebred dog anymore. Like,
well, that's like Luke Bryan. I just heard him on a podcast. He had the 20.
I know which one I was listening to. He's like, I'm 3% black.
Yeah. Who would think a redneck country star from Georgia is 3% black? West India.
I was listening to that podcast on the way over here. Fucking Luke Bryan?
Yeah. The funny thing is I always get them confused because I like Luke Bryant.
Bryant, yes, not Brian.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, they're different.
The guy
Luke Bryan,
the guy like
is
into the orange, and we're having a revival, which is a great song. Oh, other than Into the Orange, every Luke Bryan song is about booze and horse,
classic country stuff,
and I love it. But it's just they changed the chord a couple times. Like after you heard 3 of them, you heard them all, but the big one, revival, I love it because he's like we're having a revival, like call up the whores and throw away the Bible. It's like the best. Like, yeah. Drinking, whatever, like drinking for my survival. Johnny Cash on the. I love. I would have Joey B's call up the senoritas. Joey B's making margaritas. It's like the best. I mean, how can you not like that song? It's just I have them on Spotify. But Into the Orange is a deep, heavy song. I love that song. But all his other songs are just like, yeah, I get it. So you don't need his greatest hits box set.
So Dude, who is this dude? Somebody put me onto this guy. He's got a great track. That's the thing about country music. Like, I grew up in New York City, man. I didn't grow up on country music.
Me, I do.
But yeah,
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh, yeah. But then you hear something like Wheeler Walker Jr. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Some of these are just real great. But there was this one dude that somebody just put me onto recently, and I'm gonna look it up right now on my star playlist.
Well, I even come out, because I say I'm 50% Italian and 50% white trash. And I know because I have a truck that doesn't run, and I started listening to country. They call it Americana now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, to make you feel better about yourself.
Well, that's the thing. It became pop music. Country went pop, and so now like real country, like Taylor Swift is not. She's more pop music than country.
Oh, I thought.
So
maybe that's why. See, because I honestly never heard a single song ever played by Taylor Smith, and I'll tell you why.
Taylor Swift.
Because I don't go into gyms anymore, and I don't go into strip clubs anymore. And that's the only place.
Well, one of those we should probably rescind. Up to you which one.
Yeah. Well, a really great comic last night was at the comedy store. And he goes, I'm thinking about getting like 6 guys together and I training them. He goes, you want to work out? I go, no. Don't get me wrong. I want to look good.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, that's why Ozempic's flying off the shelves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like but I don't know. I don't think that's.
But also, why does a really great comic want to train people? Fuck that. Like training people is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think he wants something to do, maybe a little extra cash.
Okay.
I don't know. He's in good shape.
That wasn't me, guys.
You look like you're doing your fucking tries. Holy tight fucking black shirt.
What was that? I saw everywhere the black
shirt. How many push-ups did you do before this episode?
None. I ate shrimp and broccoli before I came up here. And had a couple whiskeys before the show started.
All right.
When was the last time you actually did? Because you obviously played sports in high school or college or something. When was the last time you lifted a weight? I know you got back problems, but this is a 50s thing.
Lifting a weight was before my second back operation. The night before my second back operation, which was October 10th, 2022 or 23. It's been
okay.
One of those. I did 500 push-ups.
What? Wow.
Five sets of 100.
You can still drop 100 before you actually.
I can do 100 push-ups right now.
No shit.
I mean, I'm sure if the Marine guy from Full Metal Jacket was like, that one doesn't count.
Yeah.
Okay, that one. But I can, that's what because that's how I just judge myself in my mental space. Because before when I could always, no matter how much of an alcoholic piece of shit I used to be, I could always bench 225 20 times.
No shit.
Yeah, from the age of
that's like the standard for the NFL draft.
Yeah,
225 is how many times can you push that fucking.
So I could always do because my height was 29 times, but I could always just do 20 times, and I turned about 41, 40. I would literally probably show up and just 3 days before my birthday, be like, see if I can do it.
So you're like one of these Herschel Walker guys who never picked up a weight but just fast.
No. I used to work out all the time. I was a kid. Okay. But I just
was it like the 80s, just all upper body, no legs?
Yeah, legs. Leg day.
Leg day?
What is that? Leg day? Is that when your girlfriend shaves her legs? Like, I never did leg day. Yeah. No, I hate. I could easily. I used to be able to do do 225 behind my head 10 times, 3 sets. I couldn't bench I couldn't squat 225. But I could military press 225 10 times. Yeah, dude, I hate because
nobody likes it.
But I've always had a bad back, so it's always squats have always been. But anyway, I would always just do that. I remember like maybe 41, 42.
So you're a big hockey guy.
I could do the 20, and then like the next year, I did like 18, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And then like the next year, I was like 11, 12. I'm not going to hurt myself to get 15.
Blow your shoulder out.
But I started doing the thing called the Ric Flair. I started doing
what, cocaine?
Yeah. Coke's been back. I think we talk about this every episode.
It goes in cycles.
I think we talk about this every episode.
I have new stories about it later.
Coke's back, yeah. He's back, huh?
I think we're just longing for time. I've always said I wanted to be 25 in 1985. If I could have been 25 in 1985.
Well, that's like my iPod is from a 13-year-old from 1983.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact I still call it an iPod shows where I'm at. But then I just started doing like 300 squats and 500 push-ups.
Oh, there you go.
Like that's what I do. So then I just started doing 500 push-ups every day and walking the dogs. And that's what I did. And then I had the surgery, and now
the back surgery's tough.
And now, like if I have a shoot or something, I might do a little tit pop. And that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I would work out from like 35 on, is just to keep my tits a little bit higher than my gut.
Well,
which Lord knows I wasn't. I don't do very well.
Yeah, but that is the rule. I think the rule is if you keep your shoulders wider than your waist as a man. So if you just keep working the upper body, as big as your fucking belly gets, just make your shoulders are wider, you will look all right.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, I got up to like almost 300 pounds, if not a little more. Is I could carry it. You can.
If I got 300 pounds, like a fucking mole, like a
well, you'll
ball.
see, because you're a lot younger than me. You'll see though, is like okay, like it's like I can carry like 225 is like great. I'm like 230 now. Like 225 is great.
Oh, you look good. You're tall. You're a tall guy. You're 6'4", 6'5".
So you get like, and then like okay, 235, 240 is like my standard issue. Joey B having a good time.
Yeah.
Everything. And then, a little bit, a couple years.
Tighten it into 2 1/4.
And then a couple years, it's like, oh, then you're like carrying 245. And then for a few years, I was carrying like 260.
Yeah.
And then I have a thing. I think a thing that it goes Halloween, my birthday, Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Christmas, NFL playoffs.
Yeah. Super Bowl.
Yeah. Like March Madness, Stanley Cup playoffs, barbecue season.
Oh, so see, that's where I stop. I stop when it gets to the summer.
Yeah.
So I do 15 pounds a year. I give myself. So between Halloween and fucking basically the end of the Super Bowl, it's like, all right, I'm gonna put on 15.
Right.
But then from basically fucking March. Basically, St. Patty's Day, because I'm going to be blacked out drunk on St. Patty's Day.
Right, right.
I was whiskey syrup.
And March 16th too.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah, just the
Every day St. Patrick's Day to Randy. Ain't that even Irish? Yeah. Or you're 2% on your little sheet.
No, but I'll do. I'll let myself go 15, and then and then I tighten it up. So like by the week after July 4th, I'm like, oh, I'm the leanest I'll be all year. But then I put on the 15 again.
Right.
So I go from 185 to maybe 20 pounds, 185 to 205, and I keep it in the band. You got to keep it. You got to keep it. You can't let it get too far out ahead of you. Well, you can never get it back.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 42. So the problem is
this is about when it starts really.
No,
like,
I heard 44. So 44 and 64 are two big fall offs on average for globally for people's aging process.
Oh.
After 44, you have a big dip, and after 64, you have your next big dip.
The thing is,
So I got 2 more years to keep my shit together.
when I was a kid, like I always wanted to have Mike Tyson had a 19-inch neck, and it was so great. He had a 19-inch neck, and then I got a 20-inch neck, and now it's like, of all the stupid things I cared about, that's the stupidest fucking thing. Because now
you can't button the top button.
Well, I can't, but it's like I never tied. I never after Catholic school. Fuck ties, fuck nuns. Sister Mary Cuntalise, look at me. Fuck you. I hope you're in hell anyway. Not watching this, but no, it's like fat is sugar. Ice cream and beer.
Oh, just right to the neck.
Just right there.
Yeah.
Right there. And my great friend, the great Paul Verzi.
Oh, shout out
his
Paul
podcast is called The Verzi Effect.
Yeah.
And he's the one that told me, he goes, booze goes right here. And I call that the Verzi Effect. When you look in the mirror, and you can see it on camera, you can see it. It's like
it does make you puffy.
It's like right there, and I'm like, it makes me sick.
Oh,
But I can carry like especially when I'm doing my push-ups, I can carry like 250, 260, and in that one like season, it just got a little too much, a little too much fun. And my sister's like, you think she's the roast master general.
Oh, yeah, she's not fucking around.
Yeah, she's like
a 13-year-old on a bus,
right
just
there.
letting you have it.
Yeah, she goes, you're walking like a fat person.
What are you doing? Picking up your pants as you walk, like that kind of thing?
You know that sway?
Yeah, you shaking the shimmy of the hips.
I was, and then my buddy Bill was like, yeah, and I said, my sister, I'm trying to lose some weight. He goes, yeah, man, you're taking 3 tries to get out of my couch. And he doesn't mince words either.
Oh no.
So
that's one of the things that bothers me. I can't get up or sit down without making a noise anymore. So,
yeah.
And I talked to myself a lot.
Well, I was like,
that's fucking.
That was Ruby's last. Ruby's last 3 months. We might have to put you down.
Get out of the car. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, that was how I got my new truck. Right, was for a while. I mean, you talk about the decoration. I went from a Cadillac to then I was driving my.
I'm sorry, I missed the Cadillac.
So then
I know
was,
you had one.
Oh, it was the best for 8 years. It was the best.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Such a Joe Bartnick car. I mean, it really puts you right back into 1989 where you belong.
Oh yeah, 89. It's like I was 74. And then you know, I had an SUV. I had your car for a while. And then when my wife got a Prius, and then so for a little bit I was just driving the Prius everywhere, and I literally I couldn't do it. And then so when I was here in this studio, and I went to go try out this to go see the car. It was up further away from my house, up to 101. And I get there, and he goes, "Oh, test it out. Look, beautiful car. Look, run nice, perfect." And he goes, "Yeah, get in." And I went to get in, and I had to duck my head.
Yeah.
I go, "Nah." He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Yeah, dude, I'm not ducking my head in any car anymore after that Prius." Like, it's like I think
So you drew the line?
Yeah, like and if you heard Randy, I ain't ducking my head no more.
Yeah.
You remember?
Never
I ain't doing it. I ain't never ducking
Never
my head
again.
in a car. I fucking own again. I'm never doing it. Right. So then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, it's like 3 o'clock. I gotta get back to Pasadena. It's 3 in the afternoon on a Friday. So I'm like, well, you know, I'm in the car for the next 3 hours. Let me get my see what podcast I want to line up and. You know, have a pain pill and get my Gatorade. Like, let's it's like going to NASA. Like I'm on the 101 for
Getting
9.
ready. Yeah, getting ready for a trip.
And he calls me back. The guy goes, "Hey, are you still in the area?" I go, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "Oh, I found the button to move the seat back and down." So I literally went in a circle. He came to me up. I go, "Yeah, this car's great.
It works.
I bought
You
it."
didn't even bother moving the seat. There's something ain't right. What's the matter? It's too close to the steering wheel. It's like the seat too close. I can't.
It was his daughter's car, so he didn't even he just wanted to get rid of it. You know, just my daughter's like coming back. Like, I'm getting rid of this car.
Dude, that's one thing I really miss about cars back in the day, man. Like, I remember my dad had like a Cutlass or what was it? It wasn't a Cutlass. It was it had white walls. It might have been a Cutlass, but it was a 2-door car. But you didn't have to move the front seat to get in the back seat when you open the door.
How is that possible?
Because
a van? That big.
The car's so fucking long. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, here is another great thing about this car. Listen to this. So it has a key. It
might have been a Cutlass Sierra.
It has a key, but it also has you could press in a code.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The 6-digit code.
Last night I'm in my pockets. Okay, like here's my wallet, here's my phone, here's my smokes. I'm like, my fucking keys. I look, they're sitting on the seat. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, perfect. Pull out my phone. There's the code.
Oh yeah.
No problems. It's like, and you know me, the AAA guys between my old truck breaking everywhere, my Cadillac breaking down the freeway. AAA, they know I'm like a platinum member of AAA. Yeah. So hey, Bartnick likes his keys in his car. I used to smoke my keys. I used to like my keys in my car all the time, or always leave the lights on because I was used to my Caddy, but the truck wouldn't beep. You know, the Caddy.
Yeah, I hate the beep almost worse than the fucking getting locked out.
Like, well, no, because the Caddy would be like, if you leave your lights on, they shut off their own, but it's like I just wouldn't even think. Yeah. So then my old truck wouldn't start. Because like, the
battery's dead.
So they got, dude. I mean, believe me, if I could give a plug for any service on anything, AAA is the greatest thing,
dude. You know,
ever.
I had a buddy who because he was on like his parents' AAA thing in college, so he could hammer at a bar. You know, we'd be out there with him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. I was like, fuck, I can't drive this shit home. So he'd call AAA and say, the battery's dead, and just have him tow it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you only get like 2 free tows a year. But then it would charge it to his parents. Like, they must think my car's breaking down all that. So he'd constantly have his car towed and have the AAA driver drive him home drunk from the bar and drop the car in front of the frat house. Like, leave it here.
Eric, his name's Eric Roberts. I forget his last name. Eric, the guy who used to videotape every Sunday night showcase at the Punchline for like 20 years. He pulled that card all the time.
The original Uber?
Yeah, because it'd be hammered. Like, I can't drive back to Pacifica. Fuck that. I'm going to call AAA.
And tow me home.
And tow him home. Yeah. I've had, but when I got this car, I just, not even long story short, it died 3 times in a row going to gigs. Oh. And the once was this the Dano.
Were you driving it a lot, like doing road work like that?
Well, I was driving it, and because it's half electric, half gas.
Oh yeah.
And the electric part,
Arizona, fucking save the money.
And my guy would be like my Jose, the greatest mechanic ever. He'd be like, "We don't know what it is," And then there's one guy's like, oh, it's the battery. But long story short, so they've saved me twice, and I'm nobody. Twice the tow truck people knew who I was. It's like, bro, we go dinner, bro. I'm like, oh, get
the puck-off fans?
Just stand.
The only Mexican hockey fans in Southern Arizona?
No, they were comedy fans.
Okay.
The one was like in L.A. and it was like going to Dano gig. He's like, oh, don't take you to gig. No, don't worry about it. Like, we'll just go home. But the other two were so going up the 5. And this is going up the 5. And this is the part of this is in my act if in L.A. But if you're not in L.A., you're not ever going to see it. So I go to Burbank. I'm like, I'm not going to take this car. I just got it. I'm going to go to Burbank and I'm going to rent a car to drive up to this winery gig I had for good money. So I'm like, I get there. I'm sitting there. You know when you're in line forever at the Burbank rent a car, and the first two groups were like families. So it was like, and it could have been like, okay, they don't have insurance, they don't have a credit card, they don't have car seat.
Something the GPS they need to get to where they're
that
going.
was like that. That's why I made it took forever. Then the next guy was a business. Then it was a business guy.
That fucking guy.
Then it was in me.
No.
So I'm there. So then I see that guy. So 2 problems. Oh, it was 2 problems. Two, and then just a couple, and then a business guy named me as 5th forever. And I go, So then the couple was having a problem, and I just go, hey, what's the problem? They go, they don't have any cars. So I go, you don't have any cars?
What the fuck? All of us.
Yeah.
Here?
So they just go, you don't have any cars? And they go, no. I go, oh.
Maybe announce it to everyone waiting.
Because the funny thing was I had to pull a Kavorka because I got there and it was like Saturday afternoon. There was no parking. There was no parking in the parking garage.
Yeah. So you thought there were all cars available. Yeah.
Well, I basically just Kavorka this nice Mexican lady to let me park there. Like I go, there's no spaces. She goes, just park over there. I go, you sure? I go, yeah. She goes, just tell him whoever, like, Irma said it's okay. So I go, well, how do I get my ticket tomorrow or whatever? And she goes, just tell him Irma. So I took her picture. Right? So I go up, whole thing. I come back. She says, what happened? I go, I don't know. I got it. She goes, I got back. I go, Irma. And she waved. I get out. So I go to my wife. I go, hey, I got to take the Prius. She goes, you just put a new bat. You got that car. You spent all that money. Just drive it. Ran great. I'm about an hour. I'm about 20 minutes out of Bakersfield. Dies. Side of the road. And at this point, I have like 5 hours to get to the gig.
To the spot.
To get to the gig. So I'm like, okay, call AAA. They said they're coming. Now I'm talking to my agent. Hey man, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
let them know I'm
like,
stuck.
Just maybe
warn them I'm gonna be late.
No, I go. He's what do you want to do? I'm like, well, I want to do
Try
it.
and make it. Yeah.
I want to do it. So then all of a sudden we were within. So then they're calling me. They're like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm just south of the 58.
Yeah, I'm the only asshole standing on the side of the highway.
I'm just south. I'm south of the It took him 2 hours to get me, and this was in June on the 5.
Just cooking.
It was like I was just cooking. But my joke is there was nothing. You're 10 miles from the 58, right? In LA, if you're stuck on the freeway, like where you at? Okay, well, you go past. There's so many accident attorneys, right? I go, okay, you go past the Mexican lawyer, you go past the Asian lawyer. I'm just past the motorcycle lawyer. If you see the Laker lawyer, you went too far. The Clippers don't have a lawyer; they have a public defender. So finally I get there. And then I have like, okay, I'm freaking out with the Alec. I'm like, man, I don't know now. Now I don't know. They can't find me. He goes, well, just hold on, we'll see.
Yeah.
With like 20 minutes to spare to get, because then I'd already lined up to get to the Bakersfield airport to rent a car.
Oh,
right, to get to there.
To get to the rest of the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I lined up. So I got like, they close at 6.
Yeah.
And so they go, okay.
Shows at 8. I got to fucking speed.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And he gets in there. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. The tow truck driver, he's so super cool. This guy, it's on the 5, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, right there. So he's like, we'll save you. Everything's great. Get there. We get off the freeway. All of a sudden, boom! He didn't tie it down properly.
What? Your fucking car came off the hitch?
It almost fell off.
Oh, no.
It hit the front, like,
dude, I mean, that would be like action movie shit. Like a car on the loose on the freeway.
Yeah, bam. He's like, Jesus Christ, oh my God. He goes, I would have been fired and arrested for like, it's like it's a big offense to not do that correctly.
Yeah.
So he gets that, he does everything. And then he's like, we're going to take the back roads, blah, blah, blah. It's faster than this. I go,
Yeah, people saw my car.
yeah. I'm like, okay. So then I'm just watching the ticker.
Are you telling him you pay for the damage?
I'm just looking like, oh man, like it's so close, right? Yeah. So then I get there, and I literally like, okay, I think we can do this. And I'm like, they still have cars. I run in. There's no one. There's like there's just an empty thing. I go, you guys open. 2 guys come out. I go, how much? I go, sign up. He goes, yeah. And I go to the other. He goes, yeah. I go, it's only like $64. After he goes through everything, and this was like a movie, like, what's your middle name?
Oh God!
Like what's your address? Like it was like, and I wasn't gonna be. It's like, hey, it's like
come again?
No. But it's like taking forever. So finally, then I go. So then, like, okay, great. He goes, and I go, that's it. And I go to bring it back to Burbank, and he goes, oh, you're going back to Burbank.
Shit!
Then he has to type
everything in again.
He couldn't just change the destination.
Start over. Sorry, sir. What's your name? What the fuck?
The funny thing was, it was still cheaper than Burbank's airport. Bakersfield's such a shithole that it was still cheaper, right? So then,
cheaper for you to steal the car.
Yeah. So then I'm like, and the whole time I take a piss. So then I get out there, and I'm literally like, I go to run out. The tow truck was nice enough to wait to see me leave, to make sure I got a car.
Yeah.
So I run out. He goes, hey man, everyone back at the station, they know you. Can we get a picture? And I get a picture. I go, yeah man.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up.
I'm just like, yeah man, no problem.
Yeah.
Run out. I just peed. I just pissed. First I'm running around fucking dizzy. I'm like, what do you say the car was? The car's I had to run back and go, like C-17. I go, just piss right in the parking lot. Ugh. And then literally did 105, like 105 to get there, right? I get there. It's a winery. It's a dark road. I'm like, what's the address? I'm calling my agent. He's been with me the whole time. I'm like, well, yeah, you're going to do it. I'm like 10 minutes away. And they had the feature went long, opener, feature went longer. I go, I'll come and see. And I get there and I'm like, dude, where is this at? Where's this at? I go, I don't know. And like 10 minutes now, I'm like, I just pulled in. There's an old guy in the back smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, is this the so-and-so winery? He goes, you the comedian? He goes, yeah, because I'm doing your sound. You're on in 10 minutes. I go,
yeah, time.
So I run in. It's all this running. And he goes, what you want? You can do everything. I go, I just need to change here and take a piss. And then I want a beer. So I go, he goes, okay, no problem. So he goes, he goes, over here. I go, dude, can you just, like, can I just go with you? Like, I'm fucking.
I don't know where, what's what. Yeah. Show me where I'm going.
I'm fried.
Yeah. Walk me in.
Yeah. So I go, change, take it in. And then the guy goes, well, we don't have, he goes, we only have 1.5 beer. And this old bartender goes, I got some of my own beer in the fridge. So he comes,
it's called GHB.
And he gives me a couple Budweisers. And I bonused. So thank God.
Oh, the canceled. All right.
Yeah, like I sold out. I crushed. I walked into a great guy, an Indian comic was just. I walked in and he was just destroying.
Oh, really?
And it's a winery in San Francisco, so it's the most liberal. So I'm just like, is this gonna suck now?
You guys destroying, so I'm wondering, is this going to suck for me?
Yeah. Like, is he just using up all that liberal white guilt?
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't hear anything from this bigot. Oh, I'm glad your car broke down. I wish you didn't make it. Yeah. We could have had more of Abdul.
You misogynist
and bring the colonizer to the stage.
Yeah.
The misogynist prick.
So I'm sorry if you had to listen to that story, but all's well that ends well.
I love it.
Yeah, and then literally went back to the hotel, and I literally bought like an 18-pack and just like the 2 restaurants in town were done, and I bought and like the family like the $8 bag of Doritos, and just treated myself.
I've been on the road.
I love Doritos.
If I'm on the road where you are so shit that you're like the big get off is like, oh man, there's a fucking 24-hour Walmart. We can go in there and get a bottle of whiskey and a sleeve of Modelo's.
Right.
And makes you feel classy as fuck by association.
Yeah, exactly. Get a bunch of junk food and just drink it alone in your hotel room. just eating ice cream with one of those like wooden spoons, those little scraper spoons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the thing was, because like I was like, I even was having trouble finding like the hotel. Oh, and the hotel was like no smoking, blah blah blah. So I literally just stood outside.
Yeah, in San Francisco.
I just stood at my car and just smoked like 3 cigarettes just to like. Like I did.
Get the head rush
Like
going.
I didn't have time to smoke when I got out of the car. Like I didn't have time to have any cigarettes like until after the show because I was such like like it was so tight from something. Oh man, yeah.
So what happened to your car? It just got stuck in Bakersfield. You just left it there. You scrapped it.
They towed it AAA.
AAA
Towed it back, and that's when I'm like, okay, that's when Jose. They finally, he's like, it's just got to be like a different guy looked at because Jose's in charge of the guys, and it was just like. Because they tuned everything up. Like, yeah, because it would always run great.
Yeah.
I just thought on the freeway, but then they fixed the
Something
one
conks out.
thing, and then it's like, okay, they fixed it, and then it was the battery.
Yeah, mechanics are kind of like that. Mechanics, I feel like a good mechanic, a good accountant, and a good barber. If you can find one of them, you just stay with.
So you have a good mechanic?
No,
I'm fucking on your haircut.
No, but I have a good accountant. I got a good accountant.
I had a good accountant. He retired.
Mine died. I had to find a new one.
I had a shitty accountant, and then a buddy of mine turned me on to his accountant, who was like, if I would have had this guy, I could have had a better car. I would have kept the Cadillac.
I would have paid taxes in 30 years.
Yeah, I know. So now I just it taught me like everything. This guy was like, the first guy usually goes, paying taxes, paying all that money is a good thing, and I'm like,
what the fuck is this liberal horse shit?
Yeah.
I'm real liberal until it comes with my paycheck.
Isn't everybody? Yeah.
I agree until it comes to wait. I got to pay for that? No.
Yeah, exactly. Except now,
But I'm starved.
It's insanity though. My mechanic though. I've literally like gone to him. I've between old truck, old Cadillac. All my cars have just been given to cars for kids.
I was gonna say
like that's it. Like they've been ridden to the ground. like where that's it. Three. Like literally. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2 of them. The first 2. The Rav was given to the pound that my dogs came from. For the purpose of there's nothing left.
Yeah, that says a lot about where you are financially. If every car you've ever had, the next place you sell it to is cars for kids.
Right. Yeah, it's like just easier because I've always bought. It's just like, what am I gonna do?
No, but I'm the same way with cars. I feel like in California, I'll see a guy with a fucking car and he'll live in the apartment next to me. The car's like $120,000 and he's paying the rent I'm paying. What the fuck are you? Wouldn't you want a better house than the car you're driving, kind of thing, or like a better place to live? Like out here, people spend too much emphasis and too much money on the car, as opposed to like the rest of their quality of life.
But literally, my anger towards this city when I had a Cadillac was nothing. I was this kid from Pittsburgh, fucking driving around listening to Tom Petty, working in Comedy Central shows, playing the improv. I'm free.
Yeah, but that's cool.
And all of a sudden, I'm in a RAV4. I'm like, this fucking place. Then I'm in a Prius. Like, I'm gonna kill myself. Now I'm in a big truck I like again. It's like,
but the '74 Cadillac wasn't.
What am I coming out to
But
do?
the '74 Cadillac wasn't like driving around a fucking Dodge Viper or some one of these Lamborghini things that like can't take over a bump.
It was better.
Yeah, way better.
It was better.
Oh, dude,
it was. I mean, people tried to
That's
buy
why I
that car off me. That car
The
was
bench seating.
That car
you
was
sit 4 across
no,
the
mine
front
was,
row.
Mine was a bucket.
They had buckets. It was
not
early
the,
buckets.
Not the bucket. It was a lazy boy.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying there was a middle seat. You can sit. You can sit
No,
4
there
people
was-
side by
there-
side.
There wasn't a middle seat in my Cadillac.
Oh, okay. It wasn't. Okay. 74, really?
No, it was an 80. It was an 89.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a 94.
Oh, okay.
It was 94. I just said I'd rather I should be in 74.
Oh,
not
yeah,
89.
yeah. Oh, no, you're right about that with the mustache.
Yeah. It was no, it was like my dog. It was like Ruby. It's something special. Like literally because
What a character
because it
back
was
then.
silver, and if you in the right light, it had a splash of purple.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
one
I
of
mean,
those.
people just come up like, and it was and it had the big after driving my little S10 truck on every road gig for 300,000 miles and getting passed by fuckers on bicycles, having that V8 engine, just like
It weighed 6,000 pounds.
Yeah, Bye.
It was heavier than a Defender is today.
Yes. Yeah. Just literally.
Just a big piece of steel.
Yeah, and because I've been in 2 bad wrecks, I'm really afraid to drive. Another reason why I don't like Los Angeles. So I was never afraid in that car.
Yeah.
It's like that car's good. So it's
Well, I've seen those cars jump dividers and nothing happens to the suspension, like or the undercarriage or the body, like just right up and over a sidewalk. Nothing.
The funniest thing, like
if I took my fucking Civic over a sidewalk, it would be totaled.
well, like Ruby, because there's stacked parking in her old apartment garage. The Prius, the RAV4 would be the one outside we were taking. She would walk by it and just wait at the Cadillac, like.
She wanted to ride cool.
Yeah. I'm not riding in that.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
What do I look like to you?
Well, yeah. Well, my daughter, you know me. So it's a 3-block walk to her grade school. She'd get to ride in a Cadillac, and then
you got to impress the other moms.
Yeah.
You got to show the dads they're a bunch of losers.
yeah. And then they open the door. Ruby would hop out, pee, hop back in. That was like a thing. Oh yeah. The hardest thing about my kid going
pee in front of the school.
The hardest thing about my kid in grade school was like making sure I wore a different T-shirt every day. So the mother's like, "Didn't he wear that ACD shirt yesterday?" The one time was the teacher goes, her clothes are on backwards, and I was like, "Yeah, what do you want from me, lady?" It's 8 in the morning.
Are they on?
Yeah. Like, she's here, right? Like,
she on time? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want from me, lady?
But they all love me because they have to have so many days. Because before my daughter's 20 now, so she was young enough where it wasn't all like, there was 9 different sexes. There was still just 2.
Yeah, it was normal.
Yeah. So like I go on every field trip because I was like the dad who could. Like,
you were available.
Yeah. So we need one dad to be able to go into the boys' room.
You were Mr. Mom because Mom had a real day job.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. You wanted to work at night.
The best, but even when I was on the road, I would be on the road for like a month here, a month there, and I lived in Vegas for a minute. The best was the thing that saved my life was when in San Francisco, like I could barely make any money on the road because the childcare was $90, and it was like a gulag in San Francisco, like it was Russian mean. It was like almost run by nuns. She was almost being nuns. I'm literally taking my daughter. We go to the library every day for story time, and the best was the one lady had big tits. And that's when
this wasn't a trans. This was before trans.
Yeah, and that's when my dad would be like, "Come to I'll go to the library with you." What's the story today?
Grandpa came to the big titted librarian reading.
Yeah. So every day, for a couple times in a row, I saw this lady with like 4 kids, and I thought they were like either her kids or like her nieces and nephews. And she just comes up to me. She goes, "Do you need help?" And I go, "Yeah."
Sure.
Like for everything. For everything.
Yeah, sure. What do you got? Yeah.
And I go, she goes, "Yeah, I'll watch Isabella for you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I go, "How much?" And she goes, 20. And I go, $20 an hour? And she goes, "No, for the day." I'm like, I was
$600. Keep her.
Yeah. No, I was giving her 30 just because I couldn't mentally just give her 20. I was like,
it wasn't fair.
Yeah. And she had the best times. She grew up with like 5 kids. They all hang out in the backyard and screwing around. And, and Patty would pick her up from school, take her to school and stuff. And that was the one time because then when I was really making money, she went to Montessori school for like 3 years. For 2 years, right?
They must hit you over the head for that stuff.
Oh yeah, and it's all these really smart Asian kids who are like they know every flag of the world. And my daughter, I'm like, I just want my daughter to learn the American flag.
She doesn't know the 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, because it's like, oh well, she goes her own pace. Like, yeah, she's just playing Barbies. This is 2nd grade.
Yeah, none of this matters.
Yeah. So then she went back to. Tried to go back to Hamilton grade school, and they're like, well, no, she has to transfer this school way over. I'm on the road. My wife's freaking out.
Dealing with this shit.
My wife's freaking out. So I get home. I go. What's the guy's number? The superintendent.
Yeah.
And so Nemo, my lawyer, is a personal friend of mine. So I go. Here's the deal.
Wait, your last name is Nemo?
Nima. It's his first name.
Nima. Okay.
His last name's Nami. He's from Tehran.
I love it already. That's who you want.
So I told the guy. I go. Here's the thing. I go. We live 3 blocks away from the school. And my nanny, who doesn't drive, who takes care of my daughter, lives 1.5 blocks away from the school. So she's never going to this other school. And my lawyer is a family friend. So we will never run out of money suing you. Literally the next day, that guy's secretary called and said, "When does Isabella want to start back again?"
Yeah, they don't.
The minute they know they can't, you will never run out of money suing them.
That's how you get anything done in this day and age.
Yeah,
You just be prepared. Whoever's prepared to defend it to the end. Like, whoever's willing to die on that hill is going to win that lawsuit.
it's like every war.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Afghanistan. Who wants it? Well,
who wants it more? Yeah, who wants it more?
Yeah, the Russians. We don't want those. We don't want those caves that bad.
Yeah, I had a buddy whose dad once threatened the dean because he's like, you're letting my son back in because I'd rather kill you and go to jail for the rest of my life than hear his mother fucking yell at me for him getting thrown out of school. And he meant it. Yeah. And the guy let him back in. He's like, all right, he's not expelled. He's like, I'd rather kill you and spend the rest of my life in prison.
Was this Brown?
No, this is Queens.
You went to school with
DeStefano.
You went to school?
I went to school with him. I grew up with him.
Yeah.
I went to a public high school. Went to a Catholic public. He went to a Catholic school for high school. I went to a public school.
Yeah,
his dad sure shit did that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to prison with my friends than spend 1 minute on the outside hearing her complain about him getting thrown out. So, it's true, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to be able to go to the mattresses.
I know. Well, speaking of which, you must be fucking pissed about these goddamn fires. Not to bring up another sad thing, but you all right? Are they allowing you back into?
Yes.
The area?
Well, we hosed down our house.
Okay.
And we were right. I showed you the picture, or I definitely showed Mike and we didn't escape. We didn't leave. We were like, when it gets close enough, we'll leave. But we weren't on some road where the firemen would die trying to save us. Like, we had 3 ways out.
Well, yeah, you have a way out. Yeah.
Yes, and also because we're usually on the block. Usually, we're 1 block away. There's always fires where we live. We're usually 1 block. We're usually one block away from mandatory evacuation, because we're also 1 block off of Main Street. And all the evacuations really come down to, and you know this as a money guy, is what do the insurances want to pay?
Yes.
So we're on the line, and we're like, there's a school, there's this, there's that, where it's like, hey, you know what? We'll call in the Navy from San Diego and drop water.
Yeah.
But it costs so much. We'll let these people's houses go.
Just fucking smoke them out, yeah.
And we'll pay the insurance at this line. But because the fire was a wall of, it was a hurricane of fire, they couldn't trust the safety because the fire could just go.
Yeah, anywhere it wanted, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they couldn't stop it fast enough. But we stayed. But now, the last month or so, I volunteered 5 times at the Y. And it's so sad. Because Altadena, it wasn't Oscar winners. There's no one's...
No, but it's got a community vibe to it. And I know you, one of my favorite things about you is that you go to the water aerobics with the old ladies.
Right. Yes, I did.
And I know, yeah.
So that was my Y.
And I wonder, is the Y still there? Is everything?
They shut down the pool, and it's just a shelter now. So I'm just down there lugging water, and it's just so sad seeing families. And then I lost 3 of my most highest paid gigs this January, all ruined from the fire. and the other three were changed to 2 of the 3. I didn't get paid because they were changed to benefits for the fire. For the fire. And other than me and one other comic on the one flyer, because I go, well, who decided that? They go, well, the other comic said I go, yeah, the other comics are just to be on the flyer at the ice house. I go, they're hurting people with their 10 minutes. Like nobody gives a fuck if they do their set or not. Like, I work for money. They want to help out. Go carry fucking water at the Y like me. Yeah, no. I want to get paid. I don't care if this comes off of an ass, but it's like I get paid for my comedy.
More importantly, if it's a benefit show, why isn't the booker? Oh, now it's a benefit. Okay, it's coming out of your pocket. I didn't agree to it. It was like. Well,
I'm sure the ice house didn't give their profits from the profits of the liquor.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I'm exactly right. Why give away my money? Fuck you, man. I had these 6 gigs this month. I was going to pay my rent and car note with it, and you're fucking now. I got to give it to charity. But meanwhile, you're keeping the liquor bill, and I'm the one coming out. Fuck off! It's ridiculous.
I'm not saying, but everyone was very nice, and I did see the letter. Everything was donated. Everything from not the liquor, but everything else
good
was. I saw the letter. Everything was donated. Here's the funny, and the other one we did was for the animals, which was great for the the animals. So that was cool. But then a couple just got but it's just like I just was like, well, who said we should do the benefit? Because I want to see which one of these people who I never heard of that said I shouldn't get $300. I want to see that person.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah. but here's the best, right? So this is really comes around. I did get one nice moment out of this whole thing was and if you know, at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, they don't have their garage anymore where we used to all park.
Oh, really?
They you park along the front, which means the whole crowd gets to see your parallel parking skills, which is terrible. But I got
there. You to walk through the crowd on the way in.
But, yeah. The worst I had to do that at a theater in Ithaca with a rent-a-car working with Lampanelli. So like 3,000 people saw me try like 7 times. Try like 7 times. And I literally, when I got on stage, I go, yeah, I'm the asshole that couldn't park the rent-a-car.
They must have loved that.
Yeah. First thing I said, like, because it was like, I saw everybody. And literally, I'm so embarrassed by my wife's Prius then. I would just, between the Cadillac and my car down there, I would pay to park. So people wouldn't see me parking this big Italian guy's living in that fucking gay Prius. So
driving the fucking tampon.
Like this guy. Oh yeah, he's really for the environment. This fucking homo. So but now anyway, so I was like the last one there or whatever. There's people parking. So the door guy, they come and they move the cone. Someone parks there, and it was right in front of the fire hydrant. Oh, right in front. I'm like right there. He goes, yeah, man, it's cool. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to get a $500 ticket.
Yeah, or worse, my car towed.
Yes,
not know where the fuck it is.
So I literally went up. I did I had a kick-ass set anyway, and then and because Mel told me to do it because I told him, he goes, that's hilarious. You got to do it. And anytime someone kind of says you got to do that, I usually do it.
Oh, I'm the same way. Yeah. Okay.
So
I love that bit. I'll do it tonight, and despite the fact that no one but that person wants to hear it, and I'll do it anyway.
So I was legitimately killing. I had the perfect spot where the first couple of guys do good, and I had to go to a party afterwards. So I said, hey, there's enough headliners anyway. But I told them like 3 days before. I go, hey man, I got to go first.
Yeah, and LA is different than back east where you want to go last. LA, you want to go kind of in the middle,
right?
Because at the end, people fucking moved on to their next party.
Yeah,
you've been that 1 through 6. You don't want to be 7 through fucking 10. Whatever. However long a list is.
Well, it's not like a bar show where there's 9 people. Every bar show in LA is I'm always second or third. So the first person has a legitimate. I'm always like the best comic that they can't just be like I ain't fucking last. And they know us. You
feel like you don't have enough push to say I want to go last.
Yeah, or just like Bartnick will just say for another 2 drinks. Like you can go now. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no, that I think is the big thing, Joe, is that you'll stick around for a drink. People who book you want to drink with you. Daniel's not fucking saying, Bartnick, you go first and get out of here. Like, no, hang around. You know?
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
People want to hang around with Joe Bartnick.
No, thank you. But so anyway. So I literally go. I really was legitimately like killing. The kids before me were great. I was, third on a great show. Third on a showcase show is like that's the best spot to be in. So I was legitimately killing. But then I go. I gotta go. I parked in front of a fire hydrant. I go, and I think the ones in Long Beach work. Right? I didn't even know. So I leave. I hug Mel.
They must have loved that.
Yeah. So I leave. It was pretty packed for a Wednesday too. So I hugged Mel, high fived a couple comics. Saw a couple of different comics. Hey, great set. I'm leaving. And I went over, and it wasn't Katrina. It was Sophia. Yeah. And I gave her a hug. I go. Thanks. I got to run. I go. It was a great show. She goes, you got a standing ovation. And I go,
oh, you walked out?
Yeah. I go, I did.
Drop the mic and
I go, I did. And people are like, yeah, you did. I'm like, whoa. But I had to go to a surprise party, so I couldn't get all that
high of it.
Yeah. Because all the Mexican fans on there are the best. They'll hug you. They take a picture. They have their
they'll carry you out.
Yeah,
on your shoulders.
Have their hot girlfriend rub her tits in your face. I love that club.
Well, I was gonna. It was a roundabout way of getting with the pumps dry in Altadena, but it sounds like they were, but not in Long Beach. Not in Long Beach.
No. We had no.
You guys had water up there?
Yeah, yeah. It was just a devastating fire.
Oh, I mean, look, that's the other thing too. Like people are like, if the city manages perfectly, it wouldn't have happened. Like, no, there would have been a terrible fire. But 20% more, maybe 10 to 20% more houses wouldn't be burned down, which is great. But there's no way you're going to stop this cavalcade of fucking tornadoes. Like, it's literally a tornado of fire that came through.
Right. Yeah. I mean, where we were at, it was all handled there was no mistake. It was just, it was that big a fire.
Bad.
I mean, it's like, put it this way, like there was a fire, if you think about, not you, but the crowd. Like one time you could see on our mountain, when we came back from the beach, it looked like the Dianetics commercial.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, and that's
like
when the
volcano.
fire, that's when the fire went from Victorville to Magic Mountain.
Oh, I remember.
And yeah. And even that was like, yeah, that wasn't scary. We would drink beers and walk up and see the flames.
Yeah.
Because it was contained. Yeah. It was that hurricane. I had a meeting in downtown Pasadena that night of the fire. Driving back, I was talking to someone on the phone. They're like, what is that noise? It was tree branches and rocks hitting my car.
Oh, from the crackling of it?
From the wind. That's how hard that's why the fire was so nuts where we lived. Oh, yeah. Then I had a gig in Phoenix 2 days later. We're driving out the freeway, me and my daughter, and at the 10, there's like 30 overturned trucks because the wind just knocked them all over on the 10. It was really Armageddon. You could hear it, but I think a lot of it could have been saved if there was the right. It
could have been better.
I mean, you can't not. I don't know the whole thing about our metrosexual governor tried to save a fish.
Yeah,
I don't know the difference that, but I think every water hydrant should work.
Yes,
like, I didn't even know that you had to make them work. I thought they all work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought you turn them on, like, and even in the Harlem, everywhere. Like, I've never heard of one not working.
I thought it was the rule that the fire that hydrant had to, like, that was the law. Like,
I thought everywhere you turn on your spicket.
Yeah,
like
water
comes
has to. Yeah, it has to. I thought that was the law. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know, like, you could just not have fire hydrants work. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck did they put it there for?
Right. No, I mean, I thought it's just on the water line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always water. Like,
yeah.
You would think, especially in a fire-prone area. But thank God you're out safe.
But it's funny though, it's like they're like, oh, she mismanaged it. It's like she's a black lesbian. Like, do you think she cared that Billy Crystal's house burned down? Like, she doesn't have When Harry Met Sally on DVD.
So what? I mean, in some ways, I feel bad for Karen Bass because. I mean, look, she's not the best mayor of all time. But,
I mean,
what are the odds that she's in Africa while this goes down? I mean, that's even a bet.
Doesn't that just show you how stupid?
Fuck,
Doesn't that just show you how stupid she is? Though, like, who goes to vacation in Africa?
Oh.
If she was in Hawaii, it would make more sense. Like, you're there. You're like, that's where you take your vacation time.
Yeah.
I have a sick day. I'm going to Africa. The fuck? That's who we elected? Someone that's her vacation
spot?
Yeah,
vacation's in Africa.
Yeah. Shouldn't that a red flag?
Yeah.
When you're interviewing someone, so what would your dream
what do you do for fun?
Yeah.
I go to Ebola sites.
Yeah. I'm going to go wrap myself in insect wire. In an insect net. I heard Ghana is known for their cuisine. Taking a restaurant tour of Ghana.
Yeah. It's mostly just flies they eat off their face.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, seriously, like, what the fuck? That's like taxpayer money. I'm sure she would.
I know. What does a regional politician have to do with global politics?
Right. Well, it's like, but it's like, and I'm not even like against Africa. Oh, you want to go see what Cairo's doing, or you want to go see what they're doing in Morocco, or go
to fucking Costa Rica, anywhere warm and tropical.
No, but I'm trying to say like, maybe we should look at the business practices of like, like I'm saying maybe like, whatever, someone that handled like Sweden.
Who handled a pandemic, right? Or what's Australia doing for firefighters? Because they had firefighters in Australia.
Yes.
Go to Melbourne, they had a major one down. Whatever.
Right. Or China, how they. So I'm not
manufacturing.
So I'm not even trying to make this like an anti-African thing. So maybe go to like Cairo or go to Alexandria. Go to a city. What the fuck is in Ghana that I want to replicate in Los Angeles? Except homeless people. Oh, here's where their homeless people sleep. Like, how can you pretend that it's helping us in any fashion?
I'm gonna go to Singapore and learn how to like clean the streets or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like go to Japan and see how the speed trains work.
Yeah, something relevant.
Yeah,
that might help the people.
Yeah. I have no sympathy for her.
No.
And I have no sympathy for our fucking governor. And I'll say this too, and I don't care if I lose 10 fans. The only good thing that Joe Biden ever did was live long enough so that fucking Metro fucking asshole isn't the president. Because
Yeah.
all he's done is ruin San Francisco, ruin LA, and ruin San Diego. 3 great cities he's turned into shit.
Well, he was a San Francisco guy, and you're a San Francisco guy.
I know.
Yeah.
When Willie Brown,
Famously Willie Brown.
Willie Brown was a black guy. He was amazing. He was a player. He knew where everybody was buried. Shit got done.
Yeah.
It was like having an old school mobster.
It was like when
it was
Rudy
like-
Giuliani was mayor of New York. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do it was legal, but he got it done. You know, like things got done. You know, like the city worked.
Old school mayors that get their hands dirty are the best, and that was Willie Brown. He was the best. Willie Brown was the best fucking mayor. So he was incredible. He gets in there.
He was so good that Kamala Harris has a political career. I mean,
she was so good. Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you a job. We'll get you a job, sweetheart. What you want to do?
With that kind of work, you get it.
Yeah. Especially, yeah.
All right, now we've been about an hour, right, Mikey? Let's get to a little news before we get out of here. I saved these for you, Joe, because this one. I mean, I know you have a 20-year-old daughter.
Okay.
At
Berkeley, full scholarship.
Wow, fucking great. She must take after her mother.
I know, exactly. That's what I said. She said it's all her mother. If it was me, she'd be dealing blackjack at the Trop in Atlantic City. I'd still be proud of her, though. I'd be like, come on down. My daughter got a comp room. It's great.
All right, in 2018, Nebraska implemented a new law. This is my new thing, finding fucking weird laws in weird states. 2018, Nebraska implemented a new law allowing parents to drop off unwanted children at safe havens. The law did not specify an age limit, resulting in nearly all of the abandoned children being over 10 years old, some as old as 17. Nebraska's safe haven law allows parents to abandon unwanted children at hospitals with, quote, no questions asked. And it was a unique and a significant way. It did not restrict it to babies or to have any age limit on it other than they be under 19. So,
19?
Yeah, that was it. So there's a lot of, so literally 2/3 of the kids were over 10 and something like 20%.
Well, that's when you realize they suck.
Yes. And
You
20%
know,
were
if you
over.
give your kid when she's 3, that's like, man,
Yeah,
you're,
and
you're
20%
not really
were
trying.
over the age of 12. So I'm like, oh, the puberty, they fucking 1 in 5 parents are getting rid of it.
How many in total? I'm not to make you look. I mean,
over that period of time, it doesn't say the totals.
Okay,
but the
but-
percentages over that time they gave me.
wow.
So, but no age. So, what age? What age did you want to drop your daughter off at the hospital? Not take her back.
No, I honestly never.
You guys got along all right the whole way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Is that
I-
because you're immature or because she's mature?
Oh, I'm not mature. My daughter knows I'm a fuck up. That's all my wife kept telling her. That's why my daughter's in Berkeley. She's like, no matter what, I don't want to live like.
I don't
want to
be like Dad.
I don't live like that. I want to have dreams and shit.
Does she come to you for the sympathy and for like oh, Dad'll let me do it? Are you the guy who'll let her get away with it?
Oh yeah, I look at that. Yeah.
Sorry, she loves you more. You keeping her on your side.
Oh, that's it. Mrs. Madrigal would always be like, "You're such a big softy." Like, and I'm just laissez-faire.
Yeah, where do you draw the line though? Like what are you like? All right, kids, enough of this bullshit.
Where I draw the line is I always is this. I go, hey, get drunk, smoke some weed. I go, don't do any bumps of anything.
Yeah.
I go, I've lost friends. I go, just don't.
Yeah, this day and age,
That's
fucking
all.
ketamine and all the other shit they got out there.
And don't drink and drive. And
call AAA, have them tow you,
it's like
or call me, I'll be up.
and she's a brown belt in karate, and she's
big,
and she's a badass, so no one's gonna fuck with her. Like I literally, I mean, look at her, she's smarter than me. She's going to Berkeley. Like when she wrote, like
how old was she when she was smarter than you? Like how old was she when she first
4?
So she had words formed. She goes, shit.
Yeah, she got potty trained. She hung out. I think she just knew it. She took the diaper action just to relax. Like why did they have someone else?
She got potty trained.
Yeah.
I was so shitting myself. She wasn't.
Yeah. No, she's probably like, yeah. Why should I have someone else wipe my ass? Why should I worry about it? No, but it's so funny because even like when Ruby passed, okay, so my wife put her thing on social media. I put my thing.
Yeah.
My daughter's paragraph was just so it was written by whatever.
Yeah, it was fucking Thoreau.
Yeah. I couldn't even think of a poet, but
Well, that's what I went to Brown for. I can't quote them, but I know who they are.
yeah, Edgar Allan Poe wouldn't be apropos. It was written by Bob
Yeah,
Dylan.
Nietzsche's too much. Thoreau's right where you want to be.
Right, exactly. All the poetry I never like. All the ones I see on like Instagram when people are like, the guy with the voice like 10 things you want to learn, like don't ever follow somebody or whatever. Like, they always show the waterfall.
Lead, follow, get out of the way. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. How about
Oh, they're far off, just 1,000-yard stare into the water. It's like,
yeah. Hey, I was watching the 10 best roller coasters in South America. The fuck. Number 8.
You interrupted with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Speaking of bumps, a study shows that sober rats prefer silence, but rats on cocaine prefer jazz.
Okay, let me see. Sober, silence.
Rats, jazz. Rats on cocaine.
Yeah,
jazz.
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear when you're sober. It's like racket.
Yeah.
Wait, turn that racket off. Yeah.
That's all you are using the word racket.
Yeah.
Well, not holding a racket.
Yeah, no racket. I'm going to remember when my grandfather would call the car the machine. Go get in the machine. The ice box.
The ice box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get in don't stand in front of the ice box after you get out of the shower.
Right.
Like, why is that? Oh, you'll turn retarded. What?
That's true.
No, that's something my fucking father would tell me when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a microwave.
It's not true. Obviously not.
We didn't have a microwave for a long time because they were against my. And
Yeah, we didn't have it because we were poor.
And I'm so happy now. We haven't had one for years either because I'm like I hate.
Do you go old school? Do you heat it up?
Yeah, I don't like microwave. I don't even like when you can put make tea in a microwave. Like there's something the microwave does to the molecular thing of food. It never tastes right.
You know what I like the microwave oven. Like the little Breville
well, that's
thing.
a convection oven.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, well,
that little tabletop.
Yeah,
oven,
well, that's like an oven.
That thing kills.
Yeah, those things are great. No, like I heat everything up on the stovetop or in the oven. Yeah,
old school. All right, I like
it.
But
anyway.
anyway.
you can't just pretend like you're from 1973. You have to actually
live
be
it.
from 73.
You have to live it.
Yeah.
It says a study by researchers at Albany Medical College, which I want to know how this Albany Medical College in New York is getting a hold of cocaine for rats. I'm sure it was. I'm sure they got it
from the basket.
Gave some to rats
from the basketball team.
Yeah. But they got some for the rats and then most for themselves.
Sure.
Explore how music preferences in rats can be influenced by drug conditioning. Initially, the rats favored silence over any music, but after repeated pairings of certain music with cocaine, administration found that their preference was jazz with cocaine. So they tried several other types of music, but apparently they like what they like most is either silence or jazz with cocaine.
Now,
not with hip hop or no other drugs, with other music.
Well, even rats have taste. Yeah, like we've been listening to this shit in the tenements for the last 50 years. Thank God I'm in a laboratory. This music's following me around.
Yeah, Miles Davis too. Apparently, Miles Davis specifically is their favorite on cocaine.
But how do they know? What? Because they started fucking, or how do they know they're enjoying it?
That's what I don't get. It doesn't say, Joe. And that was gonna be my point. I'm like, how do they know? Like they just like they talk about the results, but these are. I don't do the real research, Joe. I'm not reading the medical journal.
No.
I'm reading the reporting on the medical journal. And what that doesn't say is how do they know? And I'm like, the reason why I know they know is because there's people giving the test like snorting cocaine, listening to jazz. That's how I know.
Yeah.
That this is how this came about.
Yeah. Of the two doctors, when Barry did blow, he didn't mind Gary talking. When Gary wasn't doing blow, he wanted Barry to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, my only reason, like once a day, I read the New York Post website.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's where I get most of these stories.
I know, and some people get really, really triggered by the New York Post.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like the New York Post never pretended to be real news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
The problem is when you pretend to be real news and then give me bullshit. It's like,
that's
what I don't like.
Like all the news.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, like all the news.
Yeah.
Except for this show, people.
No, this is very hard.
We never purport to be honest or unbiased here.
No, I'm honest. I'm a lot of things, Randy.
No,
I'm not a liar.
Oh no. I'm honest about my opinion. These stories could be full of shit.
Right. Well, it's interesting though. Like, okay, so what are they finagling to make it worth it? You know, like it's not like they're testing sweet and low on rats.
Yeah.
We want to get the best Coke.
Yeah. Yeah, what is the outcome? Yeah, how do we make the best cocaine?
Yeah.
Let's figure. Have rats do it to figure it out. Exactly. What are they testing?
What is the end game of that?
Yeah, I believe in testing fucking gain of function testing in Wuhan more than testing cocaine. Like at least I know what they're trying to do with gain of function.
Why do you even know that term? What does that term mean?
Oh, that's when they give a virus, like make it more deadly to see how to beat it. You know, that's what they do. That's what they think they did with COVID. It's like, they made COVID to see how, if a disease like this comes around, how do we stop it? But the cocaine rats, it's like, how do we make rats happy on cocaine? It's like, what are we doing for civilization other than making better cocaine? I
think that's a good indictment of hip hop though. Yeah. Like, hip hop's so bad that even rats on fucking coke don't like it.
Yeah, modern hip hop is so bad, even rats on coke don't want to hear it.
Yeah, they should have played him Run DMC.
I know, man. Yeah, some fucking
Nas. That's how I
am.
I love 80s, mid 90s hip hop. I love.
Oh, so do I.
I love 80s hip hop. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's like I was at a party.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. I'm a champ like Tyson, captain like Kirk.
Yeah.
I get the job done, baby. I go to work.
You go to work. Yeah,
Big Daddy Kane. Yeah. That's the thing. I was at a party the other night, and there were some famous rappers there. Oh. Famous. And I didn't know who they were.
I know you don't name drop a lot, but throw one at me. Who? I'm a big rap fan.
Childish Gambino.
Wow. A.K.A. Donald Glover. A three-tool star.
Oh, that's Donald. That's Donald Glover.
That's
so funny because every time I see Donald Glover,
and do comedy.
Every time I see Donald Glover's name, I think, oh, but that's not the guy from with Mel Gibson.
Danny Glover.
Yeah,
different Glover. His father.
Oh, that's his father.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm starting the rumor, Joe.
No, but
just say yes.
But the thing was I learned, and I had one weird situation where I asked the guy what he did, and he got freaked out. I was supposed to know who he was, so I never asked anybody what they do anymore.
Oh yeah.
So I was just chatting.
That's actually an honest question because like people like you don't know what I do. It's like motherfucker, you know what I do?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I don't know yet.
No. Mike wants to. Mike won't. It's a really good 25-minute story. about the last time I said, "What do you do?" It got
tell it off air.
It got crazy. Yeah. So no.
What do you do? All of a sudden she's sucking my balls.
No, it was
he dice clayed it.
Yeah, no. So anyway, I was talking to this very nice gentleman, extremely nice and cool. Yeah. So I walked over, and then I heard, and then there's another person. I won't name drop this person, but the friend of mine goes, "Oh, I wonder what so and so is talking to Childish Gambino about." And I go, "That's Childish Gambino?" And they go, "Yeah, you were talking to him." I go, "Yeah, I didn't know who he was." and I know people, and I mentioned that to somebody, and they're like, "Oh my god, I saw him in concert, like in the garden." I'm like, "Yeah, I had no idea."
You're just a guy at the party.
Yeah. But literally, like, I had no idea. Like, he didn't come off as a rapper.
But I bet he appreciated it.
I could tell he had really nice clothes on, but he had no blings and no, and he was just totally like regular. Totally, we're just talking literally about like.
That's what I'm saying. I bet he appreciated the fact that you didn't know because it was just an honest conversation he had, and he probably never has. It's a hard thing to come by when you're that famous.
Yeah, he like
honest conversation like, oh, this guy just telling me what's up, what's on his mind. Like,
here's how naive I am. I didn't even know that Danny Glover and Charlie are the same person.
Their careers are 30 years apart, Joe.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover and Danny Glover are 30 years apart.
I would have thought they're two different people. So I could, if you just said he was Donald Glover, that famous actor guy, yeah.
Wow, he looks good. Danny Glover looks good for fucking 75.
But I mean, like, so that's two different. That's how famous he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, he probably never gets. But I'm really good at I just have real conversations with people.
No, I know. I know. Well, last time I spoke to you before I had you on the podcast, you were telling me how you called a club booker a cunt. So you have a good, honest conversation with people every chance you get.
Oh, well, that lady. Fuck her. should be don't mention the place, but
No.
should be happy that we called it a club.
She'd be honored we brought it up, even in a negative light.
Yeah. It insults actual comedy clubs.
Joe, always a pleasure, man.
Oh man, I hope it's okay. I mean, we had
It's great. It's always, I don't give a fuck if they don't like. I have fun.
No, but we had to start. Well, we started sad.
No, well, listen, people have, people lose loved ones in life.
No, I meant when you brought Coors Light.
Oh yeah. Joey, let him breaking my balls to the air. Where can
It's funny.
Where can people find you, Joey?
I'm Mr. Joe Bartnick on Instagram. I'm Joe Bartnick everywhere else. I will be in Pittsburgh March 8th. I will be in Philadelphia March 27th. I will be in Boca Raton the April 8th and 9th or 6th, 5th and 6th. And if this comes out quick, I'll be at Snappers in Tampa next week, Valentine's Day weekend.
Snappers. Sounds like a great club.
It's really nice people work there.
Well, it's also Snappers is an old reference for pussy.
Sure.
We've got to bring that back. You and I got to bring back
The Snappers.
terms from Seven. From the Seven.
I love. Hey, who loves you, baby?
Who loves you, baby?
Little coochie.
Joe, thank you so much, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. Obviously, you can follow me at Randy Valero, Father Podcast, at Randy Said Play.
Oh, I know so many girls that love you that pass you around.
Really?
Yeah, your memes.
Oh,
are
thank
big.
you. Thank you. Well, you're the first guy I've had on 4 girls in a row, so you're my first male guest in a month. So,
What was it? What is it? Lady History Month? Is that even a month?
No, it was just hot girls I want to have on my show.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, look at this. Randy has a new feature act.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you so much for listening. Peace.